Travis Scott's lawyer breaks the silence on the rapper's arrest in Florida. Get the inside scoop on the legal dramas, what really happened, and what the legal battle has been like for Travis Scott. What happened? Travis Scott's lawyer is speaking out after the rapper was arrested in Florida on charges of disorderly intoxication and trespassing on a property after a warning. On Thursday, June 20, the same day as Scott's arrest, attorney Bradford Cohen released a statement obtained by People that says, Mr. Scott was briefly detained due to a misunderstanding. There was absolutely no physical altercation involved, and we thank the authorities for working with us towards a swift and amicable resolution. Sources familiar with the matter also told People there was no physical altercation with anyone following the 33-year-old rapper's arrest. This was a rowdy party, and Travis was already bailed out for a few $100s. He is already home, they added. There will be no further action to be taken, as it was a minor incident akin to receiving a ticket with no injuries. Representatives for the Miami Beach Police Department told People that Scott, born Jacques Bermon Webster II, was arrested at approximately 1:44 a.m. on Thursday, following an incident at the Miami Beach Marina. According to an arrest affidavit obtained by People, officers noted that authorities were called to the property on complaints of fighting on a yacht. Upon arrival, they allegedly found the artist yelling at the vessel occupants. Officers made contact with Scott to conduct an investigation, the affidavit read. The defendant was asked by officers to sit down, at which point he temporarily sat down and then began continuously standing back up, disregarding officers' commands. Throughout the interaction, officers on scene could sense a strong smell of alcohol coming from the defendant's breath. The complainant didn't want to press charges against the rap star, but did request he leave the vessel. Police said Scott was then warned to leave the dock or he would be arrested. Authorities also said Scott left the premises at one point, but returned approximately 5 minutes later, disregarding officers' commands not to go. Scott began yelling once again, becoming erratic, disturbing the peace of the occupants of the marina and nearby residential buildings, causing a public disturbance, the affidavit noted. He was then arrested and transported to the Miami Beach Police Department. According to public records, Scott was booked in Miami-Dade County around 4:35 a.m. local time. His disorderly intoxication and trespassing charges came with a bond which was submitted of $650 total, $150 for the former and $500 for the latter. Police claimed that after the meltdown rapper's arrest, he later admitted that he had been drinking alcohol and stated, "It's Miami." Scott's latest legal troubles come nearly 1 year after a Texas grand jury declined to pursue criminal charges against him following the 2021 Astroworld Festival tragedy, where 10 people were killed and thousands injured after a crowd crush. In a statement, the rapper's attorney Kent Schaffer said, "Today's decision by the Harris County District Attorney confirms what we have known all along, that Travis Scott is not responsible for the Astroworld tragedy. This is consistent with investigative reporting by numerous media outlets and federal and state government reports that have squarely placed the onus for event safety crises on organizers, operators, and contractors, not performers." While waiting patiently for the district attorney's decision to not file charges, Travis Scott has been inaccurately and wrongly singled out. Despite stopping the show 3 separate times and being unaware of the events as they were unfolding, he continued, "Now that this chapter is closed, we hope for the government efforts to focus on what is most important, stopping future heartbreaking tragedies like Astroworld from ever occurring again." Scott's Florida arrest occurred during the European leg of his Utopia Circus Maximus tour, which began last October to support his 2023 album, Utopia. The Grammy-nominated rapper's next shows were scheduled in the Netherlands for June 28 and June 30. On Friday, June 21, Scott released a new single with DJ Mustard titled Parking Lot, which appears on the producer's upcoming album, Faith of a Mustard Seed, out July 26. Moving on, Astroworld victims. 2 high school students, a man who was trying to save his fiancée, and a 9-year-old boy were among 10 people who died after a crowd surge at the Astroworld Festival tragedy in Houston in 2021. Rapper Travis Scott, who was performing November 5, said he will pay for the funerals of the deceased concert goers. Here's what we know about some of the victims. Axel Acosta Avila, 21. Acosta was a junior at Western Washington University and had an interest in computer science, according to the university. He was from Teton, Washington. His brother Joel Acosta told CNN that Axel had turned 21 in October. The student was at the event alone. His aunt Cynthia Acosta told CNN affiliate KTRK. It was his first time going to an event like that, she told the Houston station. According to Joel Acosta, the family last heard from his brother around 5 p.m. on a Friday. On Saturday, the Harris County Medical Examiner's Office released a description and asked the public for help identifying the remains. Danish Baig, 27 Baig, from Euless, Texas, died trying to save his fiancée, who was getting stomped on and hit in the crowd surge at the concert, his brother Basil Baig told CNN. His family said he was an amazing individual who loved with all his heart. People would admire him for who he was, Basil Baig told CNN. His funeral was held in Colleyville, his brother said. Basil Baig said his brother's fiancée survived, but is bruised all over her body and is traumatized. Basil, who also was there, also said he was hurt and traumatized. Another brother, Mirza Amar Baig, told CNN that Danish had planned to buy a house for their parents by the end of the month. "It's unbearable, it's unspeakable," he said of his brother's death. "I'm the older brother, but he was the older brother to me. He led this family in a direction that I couldn't have done in any other way. To wake up and not be able to hear his voice, to touch him, to kiss him, to tell him how much we love him, it's not going to happen anymore. And the way he left this world, it's not just." Basil Baig was asked what he'd missed the most about Danish. His smile. He used to light up the room, man. His jokes. Everything that he used to do. Anything that he did, he put everyone before himself. And that's what he did until he died, till his last breath, Basil said. Ezra Blount. 9 Blount died 9 days after he was injured at the festival, according to family attorney Benjamin Crump. The boy had been in a medically induced coma in an attempt to overcome brain, liver, and kidney trauma, according to a statement from Crump. Vernon Blount, Ezra's grandfather, told CNN his grandson was in Houston to see his favorite artist and attended the concert with his father, Treston Blount. "When my son went to the concert, he had my grandson on his shoulder," Vernon Blount said. "All the people pushed in and he could not breathe. So he ended up passing out because of all the pressure that was being applied to his body. And when he passed out, Ezra fell off his shoulder and fell into the crowd. When Vernon's son came to, Ezra had already been taken to Texas Children's Hospital as a John Doe. They did not know anything about him, his name, or anything because he got separated from my son," Vernon said previously. The Blount family is grieving the incomprehensible loss of their precious young son. This should not have been the outcome of taking their son to a concert. What should have been a joyful celebration, the statement from Crump said. Ezra's death is absolutely heartbreaking. We are committed to seeking answers and justice for the Blount family. Reverse John Hilgert, 14. Hilgert was a freshman at Memorial High School in Houston. Spring Branch Independent School District spokesperson Terry Abbott told CNN. Memorial High School principal Lisa Weir sent a letter to parents at the school, informing them of the death. "We are deeply saddened to inform you that a male 9th grade student died in an incident at the Astro World Festival. Our hearts go out to the student's family and to his friends and our staff at Memorial. This is a terrible loss, and the entire MHS family is grieving today," Weir's letter reads. Jacob Juranek. 20 college student Jacob Juranek was among the people who died. According to a statement released by his university in Illinois, Juranek was a junior studying journalism at Southern Illinois University Carbondale, the school says. In the release, SIU Chancellor Austin Lane said Juranek was a creative, intelligent young man with a promising career in journalism and advertising. Vermiseri Franco Patino, 21 Patino, a senior at the University of Dayton, was studying mechanical engineering technology and human movement biomechanics. According to a statement from the university, he was a member of Alpha Psi Lambda, a Hispanic interest fraternity, the statement said, and was originally from Naperville, Illinois. He was loved by so many because of the loyal, loving, selfless, protective, funny, and caring person he was, his family said in a statement. Even though he was a hardworking individual, he would always try to make time for his family and the people he cared about. We will miss the big heart Franco had and his passion for helping others. Sexton, Rodolfo Pena, 23. Pena lived in Laredo, Texas, and studied at Laredo College, according to his Facebook page. His older brother Guadalupe Pena set up a verified GoFundMe account for funeral expenses. "I am starting a GoFundMe for my youngest brother, Rodolfo Angel Pena. His passing, please donate out of heart. Anything is great." The online fundraising post reads,